Let's get it.
Greetings, this is Professor Griffin, a USCCA certified firearms instructor. We're presently having classes and we're going to discuss stealth, safety, training, education, and legal protection. The surge of gun sales in America are through the roof. They said it was over 6.5 million guns sold over the last few years. Most of them are reactionary gun buyers, feeling that the government, feeling that law enforcement, feeling that those that are responsible for our safety are not taking black people's safety serious. So the surge in gun ownership, not only as a whole, but with black people have surged. I mean, to the tune of 6.5 million gun sales over the last several years. The educational component surrounding firearms and guns should also increase. If that is balanced out, I think we can start educating the masses of people that are owning guns. What percentage of that are women? What percentage of that are black gun owners that are not educated, not trained, and not taking safety, security, storing guns, staging guns serious? This is what we intend to do right here in Serious on Serious Arms. And serious defense. Serious. If we're going to become serious, responsible firearms owners, we have to take the safety, the education, the training, and the legal protection serious. We're going to do that in the classes that we're given. So check out the information below, above, to my left, and to my right, or the flyer coming on after this. Get the information, screenshot it, get the number, call, participate, sign yourself up, sign your mate up, sign your children up in the classes so we can begin to talk about safety, training, education, and legal protection. This is Professor Griff. I'll see you guys in class. All right. Check 1, 2. Greetings, family. Peace, everyone. How y'all feel? All right, this is Professor Grip, and of course, y'all already know this is Serious Minds are in TV. All right, glad y'all could join me this evening. There's a few things that we are going to discuss tonight, and one of those things would be the Second Amendment. All right, peace, Quan. What's good? Peace to the Serious Minds family over here on YouTube, where everyone else should be at www.youtube.com/C/Serious Minds are in TV. Quan, now I told him, Quan, can't say I didn't tell him. If you're already over here on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, and do not forget to hit the bell so you can receive instant notifications on when we come on. All right. Some of the times may start fluctuating. I'm black out on the road in a minute, so some of the times may fluctuate. All right. Give thanks and shout out to everyone that has given a donation. Shout out to the 8 people last night that got off the program and went and ordered the Serious Minds Brain Tonic, which is right here. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic. All right. Thanks to everyone. Pardon me, it's the Resurrection Formula. Shout out to everyone. I was thinking about the Serious Minds Brain Tonic because I didn't even really advertise that last night, and people bought it. Yeah, family. So it's a very, very kind of critical thing where sometimes when you study the whole idea of veganism, when you study the whole idea of being a vegetarian, trying to eat right, some areas of the world, the earth, the soil is depleted, and we're not getting the nutrients that we should get. Most of us that are vegan and vegetarians are vitamin D deficient, so we need those things. And a lot of us now just sluggish. Synopsis are not popping off. All right. Anyway, if you would like to be notified on any upcoming events, if you want to participate in a deeper realm of what we discuss here on Serious Minds are in TV, you can join the Serious Cipher. Shout out to those individuals that was on the Serious Cipher tonight. We covered the capitalist conspiracy, and it was a very, very deep conversation. Thank y'all very much. Really appreciate that. If you would like to participate in the firearms training class that's coming up March 20th, that's Saturday, March 20th at 11 a.m., you could do that by going to www.professorgriff.me. The flyer will be up tomorrow, and you can go to Serious Minds Institute, and you can sign up for the next class that's happening March 20th. All right, March 20th, family, 11 a.m. All right, there's only 12 people that can fit in this class. All right. All right. Where you at, Quan? I'm trying to keep up with you. All right. The USCCA Basic Handgun Fundamentals Training that's going to take place March 20th, Saturday, March 20th. All right. I'm instructed by yours truly, Professor Griff. Thank you very much. And this class is a lot different from the last class we gave. We're going to go a lot more in depth. All right. We're going to talk about situational awareness, conflict avoidance, ins and outs of handguns. We might touch a little bit about AR-15 platform. We're going to talk about just different situations that we need to be educated by. All right. We're going to talk about what kind of holster to get, what kind of firearms you should buy, what kind of firearms you should carry. All right. So, yes. So it's very, very real class. And yeah, we kind of go in depth. We're going to go in depth on this one. If you would like to purchase any of the merchandise, like the Resurrection Formula, all right, go to www.professorgriff.me. All right, professorgriff.me, and you can order it from there, family. All right, if you would like to participate in Alternative Black Studies course, you can do that by going to professorgriff.me, sign up there, or better yet, go to www.seriousmindsinstitute.com, seriousmindsinstitute.com. All right. You said, wait, what is a resurrection formula? Where's my resurrection formula information at, man? Hold on for a second. You sure you want to know it? Come on, for real. Somebody said, what is the resurrection formula? Yeah, yeah. The resurrection formula. I talked about this last night. I'm not going to get in depth because last night I couldn't even get. Right, guy, what are you talking about, Shep? See, you got to watch guys like you, man. You be on the take. You know what I'm saying? Where's my? All right. Is it in that box? I need the information to it, bro. All right. Thought Shane was getting it, man. He went to go get a bottle. Pulled it out of his sleeve like. But anyway, the resurrection formula. The resurrection formula is not necessarily one of these kind of herbal fusions and formulas that you take for instant stimulation. No, this is a formula that you have to keep in your system. No, don't worry about it, Shay. I'm good, bro. Yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, I could kind of talk about it. I got you. I got it. Yeah. So the resurrection formula is the male reproductive tonic elixir. I think it's the resurrection tonic that you kind of been looking for. It has mild androgens like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. It keeps the prostate healthy, reduces the enlargement of the prostate, and nourishes the kidneys. It helps to increase the blood flow and the energy to support strong sexual functions. But what you do is you take it every single day. Like I take it, I put it in my raspberry drink or peach drink. And you just kind of take a dropper full. All right. Put it in your drink. Shake it up. Now, it's not one of those kind of formulas where you're going to get the jitters, heart start pounding, all that kind of stuff. No, it works well. All right. Keep it in your system every single day. Now, if you do need to get stimulated for that very special moment Um, whether you're dating Mr. or Mrs. Palmer, you can take 3 dropperfuls and it'll stimulate you. Give it about an hour. You in there. The ingredients are organic: prickly ash, sarsaparilla, saw palmetto, peppermint licorice, orange peel, whole ginseng root, thyme, hawthorn, cinnamon, yohimbe, valerium. There's not so much yohimbe in there where it's going to make your heart. Your heart won't be doing that. All right. Ghost pepper infused, local harvest, honey, love, and spiritual intentions. All right. This is a hydro alcohol extract. Hydro alcohol extract. Where do we order it from? You go to www.professorgriff.me. www.professorgriff.me. All right. Sounds like it has an all natural beat. Yep, there's an all natural beat. If they had a theme song to this, it would sound kind of fly, but I don't. But anyway, so fellas, there's some other things that you might want to consider when you're going down this path. We have to get the diet right, in which we call the live it. All right. So meats, dairies, alcohol, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you might want to kind of cut back on that stuff, because what you need to do is just open up those blood vessels and let the blood circulate and flow, and this will aid in doing that. Now, if you trying to have some wild, crazy, porno kind of goddamn sex, yeah, you might have to drop like 3 or 4 of these dropperfuls. And yeah, I don't even know about that, because yeah, nope, I'm gonna let you handle that. We had that discussion last night. All right. Anyway, family, that's the brain talk. Thanks for asking the question, whoever you are. Mr. Brandell Bowen, Double B, what's good with you, man? All right. Somebody asked, can women take that? I wouldn't suggest that. This is for the male libido. All right. Now, some people have taken a Serious Minds brain tonic and was kind of, got a lot of energy because it stimulates that. The ginseng in there, along with the other ingredients. Griff, do you know the USCCA provides any legal defense? Oh, man. Okay. Mr. Kayvon Jefferson. Mr. Kayvon Jefferson, if you've ever seen my flyer, which I'm not sure if you have. Can I show you my flyer, Mr. Kayvon Jefferson? I mean, my logo. This is my logo, Mr. Kayvon Jefferson. This is for Mr. Kayvon Jefferson, y'all. Kayvon Jefferson, that is my business card. It says Serious Arms and Self-Defense. In the middle, it says safety. Say it along with me, Kayvon. Safety, training, education, and what, Mr. Kayvon? Let's help Mr. Kayvon out, y'all. Legal protection. Everyone go to www.uscca.com. Before you sign up, contact Griff, because you might get some discounts or some other things. All right. So that was for Mr. Kayvon. Thank you very much, Quan. Really appreciate you. Quan is helping me out here. My husband doesn't eat pork and beef, and he has no problems. Then why the fuck are you on here telling us that, Shelly? We're not having sex with your husband. There's no need for you to tell us about your husband with the 2-inch killer. We don't need to know that about your husband. We got you. Your husband does what he's supposed to do. Yeah, so Shelly, there's too much information, Shelly. Ms. Brown, you are, yeah. I know, Quan. I don't start these things. I just responding. We don't want to know about that, Shelly. All right, we're good. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Here we go. All right. Now, the Second Amendment. This is a conversation that I did not want to have tonight, but I did want to kind of start the conversation. So when I resume this conversation tomorrow and probably the day after that, I want to be able to kind of get into the House resolution bill. All right. So, can we start off very basic, fam? We're talking about the Second Amendment. All right. Does the Second Amendment apply to those of us that the United States government and her documents do not consider citizens? Are we citizens? So I know putting that out there, I'm going to get a whole lot of Hebrew Israelites and Moors and the Els, the Bays, and a couple of Muhammads that's going to come on and start breaking down the law. We're inviting that. Come on. So does the Second Amendment apply to black people? Or do we have to be Americans? Help me out, fam. Second Amendment right to bear arms. Second Amendment rights is the right to bear arms, firearms. That means guns. So HK said all people. What do you mean by all people? Trust none but God. 888 says we are not citizens. We are property, just a number to a corporation. Adrian, how you doing? It says we're just a number to a corporation. All right, let me just kind of show you where I'm going with this, family. I'm going to put this up on the screen. I'm going to bring my other screen down so I can see you guys' comments. Okay, I'm going to share my, hold on. I'm going to share my screen with everyone. So if you're on IG, you might want to come over to YouTube. All right, here we go. Biden calls on Congress to ban assault weapons and institute other gun restrictions. All right. Okay. So does the Constitution include black people? I think keep that on your mind as we kind of go through this. So are we protected under the Second Amendment? And if it's an amendment, what did they Shelley Brown. That is interesting that you should say that, Ms. Brown. Shelley Brown said, as long as your firearm is registered and you are the certified owner, it should not be a problem. Shelley. If every firearm was registered, and let's just throw a number out there. I don't know. How many firearms you think are out there, Shelley? $30 million firearms are out there? Is that a good number? Let's just say 30 million. So you're going to have every person that owns a firearm register that firearm. And now listen to what you're saying, Shelley. As long as your firearm is registered, you're going to register. Now, that information is going to go in the database, right, Shelley? So 300 million, you saying, firearms that are out there? I just said a rough estimate, guesstimate, 30 to 40 million guns that are out there. All right. So now the guns, everyone registered their guns. Now, John Smith owns a AR-15 serial number, blah, 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 whatever. And they want you to tell them how many guns you have. They want the serial numbers, a picture of the gun, your address, who you are, and where do you store these particular weapons? This is what they want to know. Does that sound like you're being set up for gun confiscation? Does that sound like the government is going to swoop through and go to each house and says, John Smith, according to our registry, you own 18 guns, blah, 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 blah. They're going to take each gun out, compare it to a serial number, confiscate your guns, or put the ban on certain weapons. Am I right or wrong? That's what that sounds like to me, Shelly. All right. So when you say if you're the certified owner and it's registered, it should not be a problem. That is the problem. Shelly Brown. If nothing else, Shelly Brown has some interesting ideas. And Shelly, I just want you to know I do appreciate you and your interesting ideas. I may not agree wholeheartedly, but it makes good conversation. And thank you very much. I really appreciate you. All right. I really, truly appreciate you. We're talking about the Second Amendment. A, does it apply to black people? B, you said, well, y'all are registered. Yours are registered. Good for you. Guess what, Shelly? You think the criminal's going to register his? I'm going to wait on Shelly's answer, y'all. Do you think the criminal who has illegal guns are going to register his firearm? And then on top of that, Shelly, I know enough people that make and build and put guns together every single day in their garage, in their basement, in their attic. So tell me, Shelly, if everybody registered all of the guns, what about these people that's not going to register those guns, Shelly? The only thing that's going to stop a bad guy with a weapon is what, Shelly? Come on now. HK, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, says an alien legally in the United States is not permitted from purchasing firearms unless the alien is admitted into the United States under a as a non-immigrant. All right? As a non-immigrant. As a non-immigrant. Now, come on. Where'd you go, Shelly? Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. All right, here we go. Let's not look it up. Let's not do that one. Let's go down to the text of it. Nah, I don't want to do that either. Let's go down further. How do we stop HR 127? All right. Bill issue U.S. House of Representatives HR, or House Resolution Bill, pardon me, 127, the 2021 Gunopolis. Okay, interesting. We strongly oppose. Author, Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat from Texas, establishes a nationwide gun registry that is searchable by the general public. Did you hear what I just said? Shelly, where you at? Shelly, where are you at? I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read it very slow for you, Shelly. All right. Tanya Soul, thank you very much, sis. I'm going to read it nice and slow for you, Shelly. The summary of HR 127. It establishes a nationwide gun registry that is searchable by the general public, Shelly. Shelly, don't go nowhere. Come on back to us. Establishes a nationwide gun registry, meaning that all of your guns, your name, where you live, how many guns you got, the serial number where you keep the guns, all right, is all in a public registry where anybody can look this information up. Now, do you want your information out there? All of that information I just ran down, you want it in a public registry? Come on, talk to me, family. Come on, serious. Shelly, sit down for a second. No, you ain't got to sit in the corner with the cone hat on your head facing the wall, but just chill out for a second. The real Danny T. Thank you very much, sir. And this is what's happening. This is what's happening. The real Danny T said it. My friend has just got his federal license to be able to build guns and put his serial numbers on them right from his house. Thank you very much, Shelley, for staying with us. I'm going to read this again to you, Shelley. The HR resolution bill, House Resolution 127, says it establishes a nationwide gun registry that is searchable by the general public, mandates licensing to own or possesses a firearm, and requires a psychological evaluation prior to obtaining such a license, and institutes magazine and gun bans. They're going to ban the gun and they're going to ban the magazine. Banning the gun and they're going to ban the magazine. So I'm sure you'll know what Sister Rose looked like, right? That is going to be banned. They're going to ban the magazine. It goes on to say, what will this bill do? HR 127 is one of the most sweeping attacks on the Second Amendment rights ever proposed. It would, and I quote, establish a public searchable gun registry containing your most private information. Number 2, require you to petition an anti-gun attorney general for a license to possess firearms and ammunition. You got to put in a petition to an attorney general for them to decide whether or not they're going to give you a license to even own the firearm. Therefore, the criminal is out on the street with illegal guns. They break in your house. They already know you ain't got a gun because, whatever, because of the law. HK, I know that. I don't think the average person knows that. That's the other problem, Mr. HK, is because you can print a mag with a 3D printer. Number 3, further force you to obtain firearms license from the federal government at the cost of how much, Shelley? $800 a year. So for $800 a year, you got to give them all your information, how many guns you got, where you live, what your name is, everybody that lives in the household that's over 18 that has access to the gun, serial numbers on every single gun. And this is going to be in a public registry where anyone could look at. All right. Now, the number 4, they're going to ban numerous rifles, AR pistols, shotguns, 50 caliber or greater. Did y'all hear what I just said? Sister Rose will be banned. Sister Rose, sexy as she is, will be banned. All right? Like I'm going to say this again. Sister Rose, as sexy as she is, will be banned. Okay. Sandy B _ 2010. There's no escape. Because guess who's there on the African continent? And if we don't have if we don't have land rights, and if you're not a natural born to certain countries in Africa, you will not be able to own a firearm. I'm going to read that last one again. Ban numerous rifles, AR pistols. This is an AR pistol. It's a pistol grip. It's empty, fam. I don't want y'all to think I'm being reckless. Empty. All right. This is an AR style pistol. AR pistol. Shotguns will be banned. 50 caliber or better, I think, or greater. 50 caliber or greater. The 50 caliber or greater ammo will be banned. All right. In any magazines with the capacity over 10 rounds. Do I have a magazine that I can show you? Let's see. 30. 30. Yeah, that is damn commonplace. Okay, hold on. What happened to my... Don't go nowhere. It's empty, fam. All right. 30 round mag. That means this will be banned. You can only purchase 10 round mags. All right. I guess the government is going to start selling them. I don't know. They're going to ban certain ammo. All right. They're going to start banning certain ammo. Now, what else are they going to ban? They're going to tell you can't put a light. They're going to tell you next you can't put optics that only see a certain distance. They're going to tell you this is illegal. Magnifiers are illegal, so you can't see more than 100 yards, 200 yards. Folding braces are going to be illegal, I guess. Folding braces are going to be illegal. They're going to say, oh, why are you folding the brace? I said, well, I want to keep it in my backpack because I don't want to walk down the street like this or ride my bike like this. So I put it in my backpack because I have a concealed carry. What it implies, I'm concealing my weapon because I don't want it out in the public. That's what I applied for. That's what I have. All right. But this platform will be illegal. According to HR 127, this platform right here is illegal. Well, will be illegal if it passes. All right. Next, they're going to slap gun owners with a mandatory minimum prison sentence and fines for so-called violations of the proposed legislation. Did y'all get that? House Resolution 127 is one of the most sweeping attacks on the Second Amendment rights ever proposed. It would establish a publicly searchable gun registry containing your most private information. 2, require you to petition an anti-attorney general for a license to possess firearms and ammunition. Further, force you to obtain firearms insurance. All right, the firearms insurance will from the federal government, not from anyone. You got to ask the federal government for insurance to protect your firearms. From the federal government, it'll cost $800 a year. Ban numerous rifles. I'm not sure which ones, but they do mention guns like this, the AR pistols, shotguns, and then 50 caliber or greater. All right, ammo and magazines with the capacity over 10 rounds. This is a 30 round mag. All right. Slap gun owners with a mandatory minimum prison sentence and fines for so-called violations of this proposed legislation. What sort of registration are they proposing? HR 127 established a federal firearms registration system that will be accessible by federal, state, and local governments, including the military and even the general public. Did y'all hear that? The general public will be able to access your information. So you'll have a picture of Professor Griff with my real name, where I live, how many mags I have, this weapon with the serial number, and any other weapon I have. And I got to tell them where I'm storing it. All right. The system, then I got to have insurance that I got to pay for $800 a year. All right. Okay. The system will also track firearm loans, including the ID of the loan recipient and for how long it's being loaned. So that anytime you go to a range or you borrow someone's firearm to go shoot or hunting, whatever, you got to tell the government. The system is so detailed that the government might as well attack a tracking device into every single gun. That's the next move. Deeper than that, and I'm not trying to sound like a conspiratorialist, all right, or conspiracy theory kind of guy, all right? They are going to tell you in order for you to own a firearm, you have to get an implantable biomicrochip in your hand, and we have to put the receiver of that particular chip inside of the handle of your firearm. And they are the ones that get the opportunity and have the permission to turn it on and turn it off. That every time this transmitter in my hand comes in contact with the responder inside of the handle, it sends a signal to a database and it lets the individual know that this gun is on and hot and ready to shoot. Sending them data. You know, on your computer, when you have a problem with your computer, it'll ask you whether or not you want to send these troubleshooting information to the source, and you say no because you don't want them people in your computer. Well, it operates the same way, but without you giving them permission. This is how it works, fam. And I hope I'm not getting too deep or too scientific or whatever. Somebody said, I guess I'll be riding dirty. This is what it's coming down to. And you're right, Brimstone Stacker. You can thank Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for this. Thank you. So my thing is this today, what tomorrow? The American people. You said who's paying for this? The American people. The American people. No, you're right. They're turning the Second Amendment into a privilege class thing that if you can afford it and we allow you to have a firearm, that's who they're going to allow. Yeah. But I don't think with the 30 to 40 million, and that's a low figure. That's a low figure. 30 to 40 million firearms that are out there. I think that's a low figure. That's a low figure, fam. All right. And this is a very real dynamic. Second Amendment. Let's say Second Amendment. Second Amendment. All right. Second Amendment for everyone. Can we listen? Let's listen. All right, everybody on IG saying that they can't hear that. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can rectify that issue. Are we good over there? Shane Shakur. Hold on. With the mixer. Hold on for a second. Let me see. Output. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. The output here is fine. Turn it up a little. Hold on. Let me see. Let me mute this real quick. Let me turn it. Check the what's in the inputs up top. It wasn't those or the other two. That it was those.
Wasn't.
All right, yeah, that's it.
Also, if you're wondering where to purchase your state-specific
Turn it up some.
Tactical shirt, click the link under the Keep America Tactical in the description section of this video.
All right, turn it down. Turn it down. All right. So, all right. Coleon Noir. All right. We're going to play one more. It's about 5 minutes long. Pay attention. Proof. The goal is to ban the Second Amendment. Hold on. All right. All right. So, let's listen close, fam. All right. Turn that up for me.
An original co-sponsor of the assault weapons ban this year.
Yeah. Isn't it punishing the good guys who are out there, the majority who are out there?
I don't think so. And again, we support the Second Amendment. If you own a gun, keep that gun. Nobody wants to take it away from you. At least I don't want to do that.
Several months later.
So I want to be really clear that that's exactly what we're going to do. Americans who own AR-15s, AK-47s, will have to sell them to the government.
We've been saying it for literally years. Yes, they are trying to take our guns. They're just
got to sell them to the government.
Starting with the low-hanging fruit. It all starts with universal background checks. Can't enforce universal background checks without the National Gun Registry of all the guns. They know a lot of people don't really like the idea of a registry, so they sell you on universal background check first. Then after a couple of years, or after another major shooting, they'll say, well, the universal background check wasn't effective because we don't have a way to keep track of which guns had a background check, so we need a registry.
I listened to those students from Parkland, Florida, March for Our Lives. It came out with a bold plan for peace that talks about many of the measures I just described, a national gun registry.
At the same time, they're going to be pushing the ban the sale of assault weapons, which isn't an actual thing, but sounds a hell of a lot scarier than semi-automatic rifle. But they know the word assault weapon makes you think of this instead of this.
And prevent that for the next shot. I'm not going to pull the trigger for you. You're going to do it.
They start with semi-automatic rifles because it's an easy sell to the masses who know little about guns and only see AR-15 looking weapons in movies, which are actually machine guns and not AR-15s. But the masses, they don't know any better. So they just see a big scary gun, and then the media and the politicians make up a fake scary sounding name.
This is a Ghost gun. This right here has ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.
Stop.
And then the masses eat it up. Then after another shoot.
Stop. Can we turn that down? Wait the fuck a minute. If you have a automatic, semi-automatic weapon that can spit out 30 bullets in a half a second, what fucking gun is that? Yeah, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. They are just trying to scare and whip up the masses. No. Don't give up your guns, fam. Turn that down for me, bro. Let's go. Let's finish.
Shooting, they'll say there are still too many of them on the streets, so we need a mandatory gun buyback, which is a gun confiscation, because if you don't sell your gun back to the government, you go to jail.
I'm not calling for a confiscation. What I'm saying is we should invest in a buyback, that we should restrict any weapons that aren't bought back to gun clubs, hunting clubs, shooting ranges, keep them there where it's safe, not on our streets. And if you were caught, just like if you were caught, with drugs or anything else that had probable cause to go into your home, we had one of these weapons, yeah, you'd be prosecuted.
At that point, they'll use the gun registry that they got from the universal background check to force people to sell back their guns under the threat of jail. They're banking on the majority of people complying with the buyback program because they don't want to go to jail. The few that refuse to sell their guns back to the government, well, they'll use the registry to literally go and take them by force. But in the off chance that that becomes unpopular, they'll just use red flag laws to say that person is a crazy, nutty, anti-government conspiracy theorist and take the guns that way. After this, another shooting will happen because semi-auto rifles are using less than 1% of gun deaths in this country. They'll say, well, the real problem now are the handguns. So we need to ban semi-automatic handguns because you don't need a handgun when you have a shotgun.
You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim. It's harder to use.
No, it's not.
And in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself. Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun.
And then they'll try to force you to sell back your handguns. The goal isn't to get every gun. That's impossible.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
But the goal is to get enough of them out of the hands of the people so as to make the vast majority of the people relying on the government entirely for their safety, which gives them more power. They don't care about criminals having guns because they need the criminals to terrorize us, because if there's no crime, there's no need for expensive government policy. They don't actually solve the problem. They just attempt to treat the symptoms, which end up making career politicians rich.
All right. You heard it for yourself. That is it. Gun control activist shoots and kills her 3 children and herself. This is a person that was a gun control activist. Wow. Wow. Do you even want to hear it? Y'all let me know. Yep, enough said. You're right, man. Brandon, stop that, man. Brandon Guapo, whatever your name is, stop that. This is not a false flag. This is not a false flag. No one's waving a false flag. Wow. All right. But anyway, fam, this is going to be part 1. Not a false flag to take the guns. You don't know what a false flag is. Go do your research first and then come back with the false flag narrative, bro. That's not what a false flag is. No, you got to look into what a false flag is. That's not what a false flag is. All right, fam. So now we're here. Now the question is, what do we do? What do we do? Now that we're here, now that we're at this point. Because Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas now is pushing this. All right. I don't know whether or not they're doing it to get votes or, yeah. It's not going to stop the criminal. Mr. Brandon, whoever you are, a false flag operation is an act committed with the intent of disguising the actual source of responsibility. So it's not a false flag. This is actually happening. All right. We're seeing people from both sides, the Republican and the Democratic parties, both in the House and in the Senate. All right. Pushing for a ban. All right. So it's not a false flag. Okay. You can go to false-flag.org and you can do some research on your own. Then you can go and study history and see all the other false flags. All right. Okay. This is not a false flag. Okay. You make people think that because this thing is like a false flag is not that this act is not happening. It's not real, that it's very real. A false flag is an operation. The false flag operation is an act committed with the intent of disguising the actual source of the responsibility. All right. I tell everyone in my firearms class that on certain handguns that I own, there's no safety because this is the safety. And I always teach responsible firearm ownership. All right. Thank you, Voodoo Glitch. Now, 9/11 was a false flag because the people that was truly responsible never got brought to justice. But we'll talk about false flags some other time. But do you understand what is happening here? This is only part one of this particular discussion. All right. My next firearms class is March 20th at 11 a.m., the Georgia firing line. All right. March 20th, my next class. So once I post it tomorrow, get in early. Shonda Dixon, how are you? Thank you very much, Mike Hughes. Really appreciate you, sir. Are y'all listening? Mike Hughes said gun confiscation happened in Australia and it did nothing to stop crime. So stop the bullshit, y'all. Stop playing. If good guys do not have the guns to defend themselves from bad guys, then yeah. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. All right. I live in Atlanta. The class is in Atlanta. It's Eastern Standard Time. All right. Listen, good guys with guns already are outgunned by the bad guys. All right. By the bad guys with guns. The class is going to be at the Georgia firing line. Got Saturday, 11 o'clock, March 20th. When is my self-defense book coming out? All right, Brother Marcus, I'm getting it together, bro. I done pinpointed those techniques, those 7 basic techniques that we need. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's coming out in a minute. The self-defense book Marcus said I should put out. Right? I got you. But in the meantime, between time, I need everyone to get in a firearms class. All right. Everyone get educated about firearm safety, firearm training, firearm education. All right. And let's support those that are speaking for us, whether it's in Washington, outside of Washington, wherever. All right. My next firearms class is scheduled for Saturday, March 20th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Register at www.professorgriff.me. Do you have a gun law knowledge book? What is that? Do you have a gun law knowledge book? No, the information that I study about the law comes from comes from about 4 or 5 different places. Wink, the individuals that are not in Atlanta and can't actually come to the class, what I was thinking about doing was doing an actual Zoom class that week and also the next day so everyone can benefit from the class. All right. So what do you think about that, Wink? Mr. Don't Play? If y'all think that's a good idea, Quan, if you think that's a good idea, let me know and I will set it in motion tomorrow. All right. After the Saturday class on March 20th, for the people that are not in Atlanta, we can have the class online. All right. What are my thoughts on the NRA? I'm a member of the NRA, but I think the NRA looks at dark-skinned people in a certain kind of way, and that's the way they position themselves. And I'm a member, but yeah, I go up on the website every now and then. I connect with other black people that's in the NRA. Yeah, and we get together, but it's not under the NRA banner. This is why I belong to USCCA, for the legal protection, the training, the classes. Yeah. I've tried NAGA. I've tried other organizations. I've tried gun clubs. It just doesn't work for me because the structure is just not there. It's just not there. It's truly not there. All right. All right, family. This is Professor Grip. I got to get ready to get out of here. It's past my time. I love y'all to life. All right. And yeah, the USCCA is dope. Everybody should go to uscca.com. Let's get together and make it happen. All right. All right. I love y'all to life, fam. I got to get ready to get out of here. This is only part one of this conversation dealing with the Second Amendment, and we will talk. All right. So hopefully we can make that on March 21st, which is that Sunday, the Sunday Gun Day. All right. All right. March 20th, the classroom training online. In person. Then we go into the range. Then the next day we could do a Zoom call and we can make it happen. All right, fam. Love y'all to life. I got to get ready to get out of here. I got some things to do. I got to make it happen. We are doing and we're moving forward on the celebrity shooters challenge. Celebrity shooters challenge. We're challenging celebrities that have knowledge about handguns to come together for a challenge. All right, you'll hear more about this in a minute. All right, love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff, Serious Minds for Serious Minds, and I am out of here. Peace, fam. Peace, 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 peace. Yo, put the knuckles on that, bro. It's already up. Let's go.
Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.